If your child needs addiction treatment, one of the first questions you may have is, how do I pay for this? Today, we're diving into the steps you can take to make treatment more accessible and affordable without letting financial stress take over. Many plans cover addiction treatment, and most are subject to the requirements of the Mental Health Parity and Addiction Equity Act. This federal law requires health plans to cover mental health and substance use disorder treatment just like any other medical condition. Unfortunately, enforcement of the law relies on consumers, so it's important to know your rights and speak up when you're denied care or unable to find care that's covered by your plan. Benefits vary widely across plans, but if your plan is subject to the Parity Act, it must cover emergency care, inpatient and outpatient benefits, and medications. Your insurance might also cover intermediate levels of care, such as partial hospitalization, intensive outpatient therapy, and residential treatment, which is often referred to as rehab. Sometimes the plan may only approve outpatient care when your child's provider thinks a higher level of care, like residential, is needed. If the type of care your child needs isn't covered, work with your healthcare provider to find out the most effective treatment within your coverage. And remember, for loved ones with co-occurring disorders, meaning they have addiction and mental health issues, it's crucial to look for integrated treatment programs that address both. Some plans require prior authorization before your child can start certain treatments or receive specific medications. This can be a very frustrating barrier to care, but it's crucial to check whether this requirement applies before treatment begins. It's also important to document your communications with your health plan. Take notes during phone calls with your insurance company. Write down dates, names, and what was discussed. Save any paperwork you receive in the mail or electronically. If you get a denial, you may want this information for your appeal. This is unfortunately common. Remember, never accept no. You can appeal, and your healthcare provider can help prove that the treatment's needed. Ask what type of medical necessity criteria were used to make the determination. Remember that the federal parity law requires the health plan to create and apply medical necessity criteria for addiction and mental health treatment the same as any other disease. So it's important to appeal and file a parity complaint when you receive a medical necessity denial. Even if your insurance covers treatment, you might still have some out-of-pocket costs, including a deductible, that's the amount you need to pay before insurance kicks in, co-pays, which is a fixed fee for each service or visit, co-insurance, which means you're responsible for paying a percentage of the total bill. In-network means your provider participates with your health plan and your out-of-pocket costs are generally lower. It can be very hard to find a mental health or addiction provider that participates in your plan's network. Remember, your out-of-network costs will generally be lower if you see a provider who participates in your plan's network. If you have out-of-network benefits, your out-of-pocket costs may be higher than if you use a provider who participates in network. If you don't have out-of-network coverage, you may be responsible for the entire bill. Regardless, you can always ask for a discount, a payment plan, or a scholarship to help with expenses. Another option to help with out-of-pocket costs is to use health savings accounts or flexible spending accounts. These are tax advantage accounts that can be used to cover addiction treatment and pay for out-of-pocket costs. So make sure to check if you have those resources available. Start by talking with your loved one's healthcare provider to find the right treatment for their needs. Then explore state and federal programs. Many states offer free or low-cost inpatient and outpatient care. Medicaid, the federal health program for low-income individuals, is often a lifeline for families dealing with addiction. In fact, adults with opioid use disorder are almost twice as likely to receive treatment if they have Medicaid compared to being uninsured or on private insurance. SafeLocator.org is a great place to begin your treatment journey. After answering a few questions about the age, gender, location, and needs of your loved one, including their insurance status, SafeLocator will provide a list of resources. Note you'll still need to call to make sure the program is the right fit and has availability. Some providers offer sliding scale fees, which adjust based on your income, and SafeLocator can help you find these programs. Another option is to explore whether the treatment provider offers payment plans or loans that can spread out the cost of care. You might also be able to find help for paying for medications by checking the manufacturer's websites to see whether they offer copay assistance. You can also ask your provider to prescribe generic medications or less costly alternatives. Be careful when searching online for treatment programs, especially if you're looking for free or low-cost options. Unfortunately, some facilities are more focused on making money than on helping your loved one recover. Be wary of incentives like free flights to treatment, free housing, or a promise to sign your loved one up for insurance. Always verify that the treatment center is legitimate and ethical. Check to see if they're accredited by the Joint Commission or the Commission on Accreditation of Rehabilitation Facilities, or CARF. Dealing with addiction is hard enough. Don't let financial stress add to your burden. By understanding your insurance coverage, exploring alternative options to pay for the costs, and staying vigilant, you can make sure your loved one gets the care they need. For more information, visit the Partnership's Insurance Resource Center.